What's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a manual Lexus IS300 review. Just a little bit of background story as to why I got this car. I personally have a 2001 automatic Lexus IS300, but I'm actually going to be giving that away. So I had to find myself a new daily, and originally I was looking at many different kinds of cars: 350Z, G35, G37, Toyota MR2, Mazda Miata, and I thought to myself, why not get a Lexus IS300 but in a manual? I know these are extremely hard to come by, and to find one in clean condition and low miles, it's super extremely hard, and a lot of people ask a premium for them just because of how rare they are, especially here in SoCal. The prices are way up here, but even the automatics here in SoCal, the prices are going up. So the biggest question that I'm going to be answering in this video for you today is whether or not it's worth the time trying to be patient and find one of these in a clean condition, and whether or not it's worth the money saving up a few extra bucks or a few extra $1,000 to go from the automatic into the manual transmission. So let's go ahead and dive right into this video. But right before we do that, I just want to give a big shout out to Alan and Quatley for helping me pick up this car all the way from Washington. It was a sick mission, and without you two, I wouldn't have been able to bring this car back home. So shout outs to them, and yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into this video. So right before we get started, I'm just gonna do a quick walk around of the car. So right now, this is a Bluestone Metallic Pearl OEM paint. It currently has a Altezza front bumper, whereas the USDM just has basically the orange side markers as well. I believe they're also a little bit longer compared to the JDM one. If you go inside, it also has the Altezza steering wheel right over here, as well as the Altezza JDM manual transmission cluster. Other than that, the car is fairly stock. I do have a lot of plans for this car. When I was originally searching out for this manual car, I wanted it in either a graphite gray pearl or this bluestone metallic, and those two colors are extremely hard to come by, and in a clean condition at least. And also I specifically wanted it in a suede leather interior. If you take a look, so right here you have the suede in the middle, and then the side right here, just a little bit of it is leather, as well as the headrest. Personally, the leather is nice. I had it in my Toyota MR2, but quite honestly, you slip around too much, and in the heat here in SoCal, it can kind of suck a lot of the times. So I specifically wanted it in a suede and leather. That's how it is in my 2001 automatic. So I wanted it on this one as well, because you slip around way less when you're driving through hard corners in the canyons, or if you plan on tracking it. It holds in a little bit better compared to the leather, because you, like I said, you just slip around a lot in the leather, and it's not as hot. Super nice. But that's up to you whether you like the leather more or you like this combination more. Personally, looking for this and in those two colors made it take a little bit longer to find the car that I want. But like I said again, I got super lucky, and as soon as I saw this one in this color, especially in this specific interior combination, I had to get it right away. A lot of the manuals that I was looking at prior to buying this one, a lot of it had the sport design package, which I believe just has different kind of wheels and the leather interior. But I specifically wanted this one. Like I said again, I prefer it. It's up to you whether you like the leather or this one more. So let's go ahead and dive right into this video and see whether or not the manual transmission is worth saving up for over the automatic. Let's go. Alright, so now we're in the car. Let's go ahead and take it out for a drive and discuss whether or not this car is worth getting in a manual transmission over the automatic. I'm going to keep this video relatively short. I'm only going to be talking about two main things, because everything between the manual transmission and the automatic transmission IS300 is basically the same. Interior, engine, size, weight, everything is the same. The only difference is the manual transmission. So I'm only going to be talking about the transmission and a device called the clutch damper delete that comes on these manual transmission cars from the factory, and whether or not the fun is worth paying the extra premium for over the automatic. So let's go ahead and take it out for a drive, and let's discuss whether or not it's worth it. So first things first, like I said again, everything about this car is the same as the automatic. The only thing is these manual transmissions comes with a device called a clutch damper device that a lot of people describe it as either spongy, not as engaging, or some people just straight up don't like it and they just don't enjoy the car because of it, based on the things that I was reading on the forums. And when I was looking to buy these cars, honestly, that was one of the biggest concerns for me, especially trying to look for one to be able to buy and not knowing what these people are talking about, since I haven't been able to test drive one yet. So after test driving the car, I'll be quite honest with you, when I first started test driving this car, just trying to get it moving, I accidentally revved it all the way up to about 4,000 RPM, just trying to get it moving from first gear. And that was partly because the clutch feels a lot different from any other cars that I've ever driven. The clutch feels extremely light and almost vague. I think that's a good word to describe it. It's like very vague, very soft, but you are able to get used to it after a few minutes of driving, maybe about 5-10 minutes of driving. You're able to get used to it, or even after a day. The only thing is, I did notice that even after owning the car, I would jerk sometimes occasionally from first to second gear, and sometimes from second to third gear, and that's probably because of the clutch damper device, or maybe I'm just a bad driver. But anyways, a lot of people don't like it, and there is a cheap fix for it. Figs Engineering makes a clutch damper delete, as well as some people just go ahead and use a union that you can get from like AutoZone for a few bucks, and apparently that works just as well. I'm probably going to go with the Figs clutch damper delete device. You can go whichever way you want if you end up getting one of these cars, in order to help with the feeling of the clutch. But that was one of my biggest concerns when looking to buy these cars, because reading about it so much, it was starting to concern me, because I didn't want to just keep investing time looking for these cars, especially buying one and then just not liking the way it drives. I've owned Mazda Miatas, I've driven a few Hondas, and quite honestly, those are two of my favorite cars to drive, strictly because of how they shift and how they feel. It feels very good in the hands, and it just feels very smooth and buttery. So that was something that I was looking for in this manual IS300. After doing more research and realizing that the clutch damper device can be fixed, I was a little bit more relieved. And after driving it, it is something that I was able to get used to. But like I said again, it could be a con for you, but there are options to help with it and to help fix it. So to me, it's not a make or break deal, but if you can, I would highly recommend just test driving one. That way you can get a feel for how it feels and whether or not you like it. The second thing that I'm going to be talking about is how fun this car really is. I have the automatic, and that's what I use to commute daily. And to be honest with you, that just feels like a nicer Corolla or a nicer Camry, with the IS300 being more sport design, a little bit more luxury compared to the Corolla or the Camry. But I also just absolutely love dailying my automatic IS300. But after getting this manual transmission IS300, man, it is way more fun. It's so much more engaging with the manual transmission, and quite honestly, I could see myself dailying this car. I'm sure a lot of people do daily this manual transmission IS300. That was one of my biggest concern in the beginning as well, was to go from an automatic to a manual transmission as a daily again. It just felt like it might have been a hassle, especially with traffic and stuff here in LA and stuff. I just wasn't sure if it was the right move. But after driving it for a while now, I can say that it's such an easy car to drive. It is very doable. You can definitely daily this car, and I will be dailying this car as soon as I give the automatic away. But it's very fun to drive. Compared to the automatic, it's so much more responsive when you're able to just shift through the gears yourself, and you're able to just control the RPMs and stuff like that. Like for right now, I'm just gonna do a quick pull. The car isn't fast by any means, but it also isn't slow. The car does have quite a bit of torque, so it's no problem driving on the highway trying to overtake people in order to merge and stuff like that. It's a great car, and it's a lot of fun compared to the automatic. I feel like when I'm driving my automatic, it's just sitting and then just going to my destination, getting from point A to point B. This actually feels like a driver's car, and it feels great to be able to drive this now that I own one. And last point to sum it up, This car is super reliable, just like the automatic IS300. As long as you take good care of it, this car will last you plenty of years and a very, very long time. Just do the normal timing belt, water pump changes occasionally whenever you need to do it, whenever the service needs to be done, and just do your regular oil changes, all that stuff, and this car will take care of you. If you take care of this car will take great care of you as well, and they will last you a long time. But those are the main points that I wanted to talk about in this video. Like I said again, the point of this video was to help you decide whether or not the manual transmission is worth it over the automatic. And these were just my main concerns when I was looking for the manual transmission. And I hope this video helps you out. Like I said again, I will be making more future videos. I hope I was able to help you out by answering whether or not getting the manual transmission is worth it over the automatic or not for you. Here in SoCal, it's a few $1,000s more compared to the automatic. As long as you can find a clean one and one that's not beat up, I definitely think it's worth it. You should definitely be patient with these cars. There's a lot of them that come banged up, high mileage, or it just doesn't check out. So if you are looking for one of these, be patient. One will come up eventually. Just keep your eye out and you will find the right one. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. If I helped you out in any way at all, make sure to give this video a like, give this video a comment if you have any thoughts or questions about the video, and I'll be sure to answer them as much as I can. Consider subscribing, because like I said, I do have a lot of plans for this car, and I will make an updated video about how this whole driving feel or the clutch and shifting feels once I get the clutch damper delete by Figs. But I'm gonna end it here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. Peace.